After some hours, or almost after a day, since retired Air Marshal issued a statement addressed to Zimbabweans regarding the current political status quo in Zimbabwe, the ZANU PF faction of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa has decided to respond to the statement issued by Air Marshal Muchena. Remember, Air Marshal Muchena was representing the retired generals, but ZANU PF responding. Okay, they also in fact indicated that they are also responding to other retired senior officers regarding constitutional amendment bill number 3 of 2026, and it's quite a lengthy statement. I'll be reading it out to you, as it is after, most probably, reading it out. I will also be explaining here and there. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button, so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So the statement is written: response to issues raised by Air Marshal retired Henry Muchena and other retired senior officers on constitutional amendment number 3 bill issued on 3 June 2026. Introduction. I don't know, I'm struggling with my lights. Not so bad. I will continue. Introduction. The issues raised by Air Marshal retired Henry Muchena and other retired senior officers regarding constitutional amendment number 3 bill deserves engagement based on facts, constitutional reasoning, and respect for the institutions that define Zimbabwe as a sovereign state. So in simple terms, the message that was sent by retired generals was not based on facts. That is what Machacha statement is saying. It continues to say, national debate must therefore move beyond personalities and answer 3 fundamental questions. Is the process provided for in the Constitution? Are the responsible institutions exercising authority given to them by law? Were citizens given an opportunity to participate? You know, ZANU PF sometimes can seek to justify nonsense. They did not grant Zimbabweans opportunity to participate in the process, but they are behaving as if they granted. Apologies about breaking transmission. I'm continuing to engagement between His Excellency, the President, Comrade Dr. Ret Air Mnangagwa, and retired senior officers. Since assuming office, His Excellency President, Comrade Dr. Ret Air Mnangagwa has remained an open door leadership, has maintained an open door leadership philosophy anchored on dialogue, engagement, and accessibility. The President has consistently demonstrated that citizens do not need to agree with government in order to be heard by government. It is in this spirit that His Excellency met Air Marshal retired Muchena and 8 other retired senior officers to listen to the concerns. So it has come to light that about 8 military met Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. It remains, I hope they will actually unveil them. Given the constitutional nature of the discussion, His Excellency invited the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Honorable Ziambi, the Attorney General, Mrs. Virginia Mapiza, and the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushoya, to provide legal clarity. The intention was simple: constitutional questions must be answered through constitutional interpretation. The fact that such a meeting occurred demonstrates that the network is behaving in another way. Please just bear with me. Apologies for the disturbances that are done. So I'll continue. Zimbabwe's own constitutional experience. That's the page. It's a lot of pages. It says currently Zimbabwe itself is not purely a direct electoral. So I'll take it up again. It's really discouraging, this network. Members of the National Assembly are elected directly by citizens, while senators, women's quota representatives, and the youth quota representatives assume office through proportional representation. Yet all these representatives exercise constitutional authority. Their legitimacy constitutional authority. Their legitimacy does not come from the dissimilarity of their election history. Demonstrate election conducted under Masimba Ebanu was not a direct presidential. Citizens did not vote for an. They voted for political parties through a electoral system which granted seats according to the proportion won by each party. It's the elected MPs who went to elect the prime minister, and ceremony. The will of the people was expressed through their elected, and the party that secured the majority in parliament was entrusted with forming government. It was through this process that executive authority was established, demonstrating that democratic legitimacy can be derived through representative institutions and not only through direct election of an individual leader. Argues that the 1980 election was not an expression of the people's will. This confirms an important principle. The people's authority can be exercised directly or through. Both are democratic when recognized by the Constitution. 5. Parliament is the voice of the people. The Constitution does not treat Parliament as an outsider to democracy. Parliament exists because citizens cannot all physically participate in every government decision. Through elections, they delegate authority to representatives. This is the foundation of representative democracy. The Constitution already gives Parliament significant authority over the presidency. For example, Parliament has the constitutional power to impeach and remove a sitting president. This means Parliament can lawfully terminate the mandate of a president elected by millions of citizens. It therefore creates a constitutional inconsistency to argue that Parliament possesses enough democratic authority to remove a president but lacks democratic authority to participate in selecting a president if the Constitution allows such a process. The same people who give authority to the president are the same people who give authority to the parliament. The liberation struggle and respect for parliament. It is therefore unfortunate when the institution of parliament is portrayed as separate from the people. The liberation struggle was fought precisely because authority wanted representation in institutions of national decision making. The objective was never that every citizen would personally participate in every decision. The objective was that citizens would choose representatives who would carry their interest in government. Parliament therefore represents one of the victories of the liberation struggle. A parliamentarian does not